Hi guys, I'm going to do a reading for twin flames. I'm going to do two separate readings on this video. I'm going to do one first for those in separation and then after for those in union. So I am covering kind of every spectrum of whatever's going on. So sometimes these can be intense connections. I put a video up yesterday talking about this and talking about how it could bring all sorts of things to the surface. And then today we're going to talk a little bit about how you can shift any situation. If you have been made aware that a person is your twin flame and you really know that or feel that or believe that, there's always going to be those higher union timelines that you can shift to. And something that gets in the way a lot of the times is our beliefs that it's over, or, this is it, or there's nothing that you can do. We talked yesterday about how this can trigger even past life feelings and emotions within the connections, and whatever you're feeling, they're feeling as well too. But through you shifting what you believe is possible is going to make things possible. And that's why I do this work too, because I know that when I'm helping, that this is what we want to do. We want to manifest union and coming together, no matter how difficult the situation may feel, appear, or be it. Where you're at in it, that's okay. Everyone's kind of going through their own journey, but this life we very much are doing a lot of deep heart chakra work and even relationship work so that we can ultimately come home to love, come home to source. And so a lot kind of going on. A lot of people are needing healing in the relationships. I always say to do a one-on-one reading if you're able to, and if you're in some type of situation or you want clarity on the situation. A lot of people, will question this. We talked about this yesterday, where there could be phases where, this is your twin flame, and then there could be purging of, well, maybe this is just a karmic, and, and kind of things coming up within it too. So it's important that if you have been made aware that you're in one of these connections, to trust that too. These are very spiritually guided connections. So it's all about coming together with something bigger than yourself, but it's also a destined partner. This is what we're always looking for underneath as well too, and why a lot of things haven't worked out as well too, because we know, as we say, they're not the one at a certain point, right? Or that we've outgrown different karmic lessons and things like that. And because of this ascension and acceleration in the lessons, we're getting hit with a lot more too, right? We're getting a lot more lessons, but then more coming in the way a lot of the times of these higher states of alignment and even divine connections, such as the one with our twin flame. So everyone can be in a different situation with it. I always just say, no matter what, kind of tune into your love life and where you're at with it, and areas you may need healing in it too. So a lot of times there's a powerful push-pull. They're always going to guide you, no matter what type of relationship it is in life, to healing yourself more as well too. They're actually people come into your awareness so that you can heal different dynamics and situations. So all about different kind of things that are happening within your love life. Sometimes this can end up in separation for many different reasons. I'm seeing a lot of twin flames too, like myself, that are being guided to other areas or countries. Like some of you guys may have moved to another country recently and may have met your twin flame in that country, or you may have met your twin flame and they're living in another country or from another culture. And it could look like all different kind of things that are kind of in the way in different situations too. Some of you may have been with your twin flame and have gone through some type of separation or breakup, or you're not talking, and that's common too in twin flame connections. A lot of people get blocked. I joke, but it's not funny, right? Can get blocked in these connections because they get intense and they stir up intense emotions, and a lot of times we're not always seeing the big picture or understanding it. But twin flames are actually a high level of spiritual attainment because they have certain codes just for each other. And if you can come together in that union, it's everything of the mystery schools, right? Coming together, unlocking ourselves for ascension as well too. So we see so many twin flames on the planet right now like never before, to help with the ascension and to help, with the healing journey and kind of the soul too. And what's happening is the old isn't going to be able to be sustained in these new energies. So we're already in these new earth energies, and so a lot of people are having different connections, you know, crumble, or, you know, coming into different connections, having new love appear, and all sorts of different situations that are happening around relationships right now. If you do know, however, that a person for sure is your twin flame, then you should be working on healing and working on coming into a union. And that's the ultimate destiny of the two, right? Of twin flames coming together no matter what. And so this would be, you know, in every lifetime, the person that you came to earth to try to be with. And, you know, it isn't as planned out as we think with our journeys. It's more like literally, you know, you get thrown into, I call it the sand, but the tides of reincarnation, and you end up where you end up. And it's up to, you know, the strands of fate to connect you, or destiny to bring you together. And that's a powerful thing, that you could end up anywhere on planet Earth, right? And in the right divine timing, the universe is trying to orchestrate bringing you together with another person. But sometimes the twin flame journey is messy too. So sometimes we go through so much going through it, and it might not feel like that too with some of the things that you're kind of going through. So we're going to do some cards for those in separation. I always say you want to try to work on yourself and healing the issues. And a lot of times these are ego issues that have gotten in the way, or different kind of things. So working on healing yourself, healing the issues, that you can come into a deeper alignment with yourself, and therefore a deeper divine alignment. We're going to do twin flame in separation messages. So this is for any twin flames right now in separation. I'm just going to do what I did yesterday, and kind of a few messages for each. Let's see. So I'm going to do a few messages, and we'll tap into what the divine feminine and what the divine masculine is going through and kind of feeling right now. And especially within these ascension energies, because they're bringing up a lot, and we're never truly separate. We're always feeling each other, connected and tapping in. And it's not always like when we're tapping in energetically to something outside of ourselves. A lot of times you guys are feeling that connection deep within too, energetically. So it can feel really, really intense. So we're going to go and talk about what the divine masculine is going through right now. So divine masculine to feminine. Okay, I couldn't handle your words when you're upset with me. It's too painful. And then sometimes we're not realizing that the masculine is more sensitive than we may think. And that this goes for both, that sometimes we're not able to even like intellectualize our own emotions. We could have things purging up, and it's like your ego just tries to put its hand on, why am I feeling this way? And starts to grasp at old things, right? And stuff like that. And so, you know, this is a connection that stirs up not just a lot of deep feelings here in the now, but past life memories and things that are kind of on an unconscious level as well too. And so knowing that too, that, you know, and a lot of times they're feeling the same as you. I always say, like, they'll be feeling it. And so if there's hurt feelings, or feeling upset, or things didn't go good, they're feeling the same at any given time. And it can be very painful too. Like, it really hurts your heart chakra if you are in a separation, or not getting along, or not speaking. It feels so good when you are in that deep alignment and you're getting along, right? And there's a natural gravitational pull to each other too. So even if you think you're separate, you know, your life is still so in a deep alignment with this other person too. So a lot of times you're feeling the same things, and if you're feeling hurt feelings, they're feeling it too. So heart chakra healing is so key for this too, to just really take care of yourself better. I know, right? Because you're going to feel better. So when we take care of ourselves better, we're going to be in those higher energies. So taking care of yourself on every level. And so it triggers a lot, like, despite the situation of why you're not in that alignment, it's triggering a lot on both sides. And so taking care of yourself energetically, continuing to do things that keep you in those higher states of joy, keeping open your heart chakra. A lot of times it's blocks and barriers from the past that are suddenly, you know, coming up in these connections too. Just trying to trust the universe in all of it. This is a very spirit guided connection as well too. And so if we are coming into an alignment or coming together, we're going to have a deeper connection with spirit as well too, you know, where we're meant to be. So staying in that connection too. And then we got this one yesterday too, kind of about staying in your own worlds too. And I talked about this and that you come together in the same frequency. So if one is like upset or the other has stuff going on, it can kind of mess the connection up. So when we're in these higher states, naturally we're going to be in the same vibration with this other person. It just has to do with like higher soul things, and that literally your soul is like that close connection, much more than even the soulmate and, you know, the soul group, right? Because we're coming back home to these as well too. And so we're having different connections and different experiences with different souls, all meant to teach us and guide us on some level too. But the twin flame is just powerful connection of lovers. Doesn't matter, like I said, where you're reincarnating to, right? Finding that other person, and that is magic right there. That is literal destiny trying to bring you together. Some of you have been made aware of this connection because you may have tried to get away from it, and then it keeps coming back sometimes. So this is how it works too. And whether in this lifetime or another, this is the ultimate person that you're meant to be with, like literally, right? And so it's such a powerful connection that if you can't make it work in one lifetime, you will in another. But that's the whole point of you being here as well too. So the universe wants to bring you together. It doesn't want you to sit here right now apart. And so a lot of times the universe is trying to bring you together with this person because they are that frequency match, that energy match for you too. And so when you're with other people, it doesn't work the same. And when you can come together with your true twin flame, it's going to activate and unlock certain things too on a spiritual level. All right, we're going to do this one, masculine to feminine. All right, I still feel deeply connected to you, but won't admit it. A lot of times there was a recognition of the connection. A lot of times this is spirit guided too. It'll be something that comes to each in its own way, and you'll be made aware of the connection unlike other ones. And so, you know, a lot of times people they do go through obviously a lot of other relationships before coming into these connections, but this is something that you're gonna feel deeper with this person. Especially if you've actually, I say, have sex and merge together, right? If you actually done that soul merge and then things begin to activate, you're going to feel each other more as well too. But even if you haven't, or despite your situation, you're always going to feel this person deeply. And it could be a feeling of like wanting to be with them, a feeling of love, but something past that, something energetically that is very like telepathic and spirit guided. And the energy might lead you to this person too, or guide you to this person, or, you know, you might feel really, really good around them, or you're feeling the energies more, or feeling their energies more. Or maybe you're able to connect or just tap into what they're thinking, feeling, things on a deeper level. When you're in that harmony, you'll be able to read each other's minds, and that goes for energetically. But of course, we're doing a separation reading, right? So you're not together. Despite that, you're feeling each other, and you're always feeling those feelings. So if you have things that are not resolved within you, your other half, your twin flame, is going to feel those too, no matter where they are. So if you're angry, because it can bring up things like that, or feeling upset, right? Any type of like negative emotions, if you're feeling that, that's the block right there. And clearing that and how you feel about this person is going to help to align them back to you. But if we have these like obstacles and barriers up, it can become a block. So understanding there's also a powerful emotional connection, connection with the emotional body. There's a powerful astral connection. So you're connected on so many energetic levels too, that you're able to, we talked about, feel each other no matter what the situation. So you could be in a separation and not talking to this person, but you might sense what's going on for them, or their situation, or, you know, where they're at. Like, you know what I mean? It could go really, really deep too, you know, where you're starting to like connect or tune in. It just kind of depends on where you're at with your energy. So for the masculine to the feminine, you know, what would happen if they contact you? Would you still be upset, or would you want them back, right? And sometimes we talked about this being the block too. So a lot of times they might be tapping in and tuning in and feel like, well, there's no point in this either, because that's what happens, right? Or maybe it's just done. I was using words like run its course, right, and things like that. And so sometimes it is the fear getting in the way of either, or how you're feeling, they're feeling the same. So if you can clear your energy and clear your feelings, it's going to clear how they feel too, because we're the perfect energetic mirror on so many levels. And that can be complicated because twin flames are going to look different, right? You're going to be in a different body and you're going to look different, but energetically, you know, you're so connected, like I said, that sometimes those become the blocks and the barriers. So keeping your energy clear, the best thing to do. if you're in a separation, is to meditate, do some deeper healing work too. And we're going to do a card for the masculine from the feminine now. So we're going to just kind of see what comes through. So for those in separation, messages from the feminine to the masculine, what the feminine's going through. Okay, it's always been you. I don't know how to tell you the truth. I want a new beginning. And it is meant to be sometimes a new chapter. Oh my God, but then things get crazy. You got to let go of the old. Like your whole world could collapse. Or you could shift into new paradigms, because twin flames will. Like if you follow that journey together, it's going to take you into these higher states of consciousness and these higher paradigms too. And you can do so much. Love is like such a powerful gravitational force, and you can't fake it. So if you're not in those higher states of love, it's not really working. It's some kind of stuff you need to do with yourself too, to kind of mirror that as well too, because the twin flame is the ultimate mirror for your connection with yourself and how you feel about yourself. So if there's areas you're not quite loving yourself or have mastered, it's going to reflect in a negative way in the connection. We're always kind of talking about that, and that's where the deeper inner work goes. And so there's probably a deep soul recognition though of the connection when you've met. And it could be like all different kind of ways that you've been maybe kind of aware. Maybe you were instantly attracted to this person when you saw them, or you haven't been able to like leave them alone since you see them, right? It's like a powerful dynamic. You always want to be around them, or, you know, and you can't quite explain it because it's something on a spiritual and a soul level as well too. Or maybe, you know, you've been guided to this person time and time again, or you're, you know, you keep ending up around them, and, you know, different ways that maybe you were made aware. It could just be like you thought they were really cute and like, you know, interested in them when you met them, but there was a powerful connection as well too, and an energetic connection once again too. So maybe once you did start talking, you know, you were feeling that or sensing that, or it could be just that this person, I always say, has like the other half of what you have as well too. You might be very different in that too, and that's okay, and kind of understanding that. So it's meant to be like, you know, such an energetic deep compliment as well too. But this is someone that you would have been with it, like I said, in so many different lifetimes from the beginning. It's like your true love and recognition. And so a lot of times it can take doing a lot of energy work. And so if you're in a separation, I always say you're meant to come into union. So it doesn't matter the situation. It's about doing that inner work to come into alignment. The universe would never ever torture us in that way, right? Because it would feel like that. It feels like torture if you're not able to be together on some type of level. It's more needing to do more of that healing work and work through whatever baggage has gotten in the way on some type of level. So it's always possible in this lifetime. So shifting our beliefs that, oh, no, trust me, you don't know, you'll say, right? It went so bad. It doesn't matter. This is a powerful spiritual connection as well too, and like a soul knowing of how it feels to be together on so many levels as well too. So the universe is always, you know, never going to show you that if it isn't an option too. So knowing that, you know, it could take time, or doing that work, it's always possible. All right, feminine to masculine situation for the feminine. All right, I'm working on myself so I can give you the love and the relationship you deserve. So we're also becoming more awake and aware of maybe what we need to do. And it might feel like a lot of work. Oh my God, that's me. I'm like, oh my God, right? That feels like a lot of work. And I've been doing the work, and it's like more work, and it can feel like that. And that's okay. Doing the work required right now in taking care of yourself and what you're being guided to do, because spirit is going to make a way no matter how hard it seems. So about working through some of the healing work that we're doing too. We're perfect. We're in Sagittarius season, right? We're in that cocoon phase. And so we're being guided to kind of heal in this space as we're getting ready to kind of cocoon for the winter as well too. Sagittarius is a powerful travel sign too. So that's why I was kind of talking about if any of you guys are apart for travel reasons or living in every country, guess what? Things are going to move too. So sometimes twin flame opens up travel opportunities, not trying to too, because it's such a powerful connection that it doesn't matter. And that's a lot of my journey, that clearly I was destined to be in other countries too, right? And that if your soul is destined to be somewhere, your soul is going to guide you there. And it doesn't really matter how crazy it sounds in the moment, or, you know, if you're not there yet. And so it can open up travel opportunities too. If you do have, your person is somewhere else and you know that, or you know, being guided to travel together too. Some of you guys might do amazing missions and travel together, and twin flames come together to help the planet. And so the best thing we can do, we talked about coming into alignment with your own divine soul, and your own divine mission is going to help so much with this process, because this is how we come into a deeper alignment too. And we're meant to mission together. Oh my God, we came to Earth to save the planet. Yes. And so, and then we also, right now, we're still in a Pleiadian porthole, and that's powerful for twin flames too, because, the Pleiades are in Taurus, symbol of love, right? Whether Hathor or Venus ruled and things like that. So we're in amazing energies right now through the month of November for any twin flames too, and helping to anchor higher timelines. A lot of times we have it in our head, anchoring that into the physical, creating it together as well too. Twin flames can come together and create beautiful, amazing worlds together, and in a different kind of way. All right, so let's see, we're gonna do feminine to masculine. All right, I should have believed you. You always have my best interest at heart. Sometimes it can be like that too. And it's like, well, I don't know, right? And traumas can get in the way and things like that. And so, sometimes we're getting a little independent by the time that we're like coming together too, right? We're getting a little bit independent at that point, and that's okay. And then sometimes too independent. So it's about kind of working together too, and like coming together on so many different kind of aspects too. And then we have one last card, feminine to masculine. I'm sorry for judging you and hurting your feelings. And so sometimes your twin flame might be different than you expect, or your life might be looking like a little bit different. My favorite thing to say lately, right? And that's okay. And then sometimes, like I said, the masculine also being sensitive in these connections to everything that you're feeling, thinking, going through about them as well too. And so that can be complicated, kind of coming together. We talked about clearing different heavy emotions or negative emotions and feelings to help the connection. And that's so powerful too, and coming back together. And when I'm working with people, a lot of times, yes, that's the reason that you're in separation. It's something within yourself. And I know they'll say, but my twin flame did this is unconscious mirroring a lot of the time. And so it's all about working on your own energy. And so sometimes if we're in separation, understanding that will help a lot. And then a lot of times if you start to talk about it, you'll be like, well, I'm so upset with this person. That's where the healing needs to take place. So we're talking about sometimes our feelings, if they're negative, blocking the connection, keeping ourselves clear, becoming more conscious and aware that our twin flame is feeling everything we are at all times, especially about them. Very empathic connection, a very psychic connection. It'll take you higher with your own psychic connection too. So really, really powerful for the twin flame and things. For the third eye and, tapping in psychically more. All right, we're going to do cards for those that are in union now. So for those that are in separation, holding the faith, shifting your beliefs that it's possible and going to happen. And, shifting out of that negative mindset is going to make it happen. And so, anything that we're telling ourselves that we believe is possible. Yes, I know, right? But right there, sometimes we're having the negative feelings, emotions, and negative self-talk, clearing that, and then knowing that it is possible. And it's actually your destiny, literally your destiny. This other person is your destiny on so many levels, not just in this lifetime, but across every lifetime. And that's just so powerful too, on a spiritual and a soul level. All right, we're going to do some cards now for those that are in union, and we want to be able to, if you're in union, do amazing things for the planet. You can take that energy. It's just going to lift you so high when you're getting along, but it's also healing energy. So when you're around people, you're healing and activating them if you are in a union, and having higher codes and things like that. So powerful, knowing that's part of it too, coming into that union to create that and generate that energy. So first card, split energy. And this is, the masculine, what the masculine is going through right now, masculine to feminine. This could look like you're dating, you're married, right? And maybe you're just in that higher alignment and you're together. So for twin flames, talking together, right, in union. Split energy. Masculine going through to the feminine. Options, unfocused, multitasking, deciding what you really want. And so the masculine is going through something profound as the feminine in different ways right now. And a lot of times we're having to think about how we're living life and if we're happy truly and things like that. And so the masculine could have been putting other things like first in this situation where they might have been like focused on their job or kids or like other things going on. It could be anything kind of like that, right? It could be family stuff or, you know, putting everything first, but themselves and maybe your connection, and then kind of understanding this energy, right? So you each have two halves of the same energy. When you come together, powerful alchemical things start to happen, right? And it's meant to feel really, really good. And so, you know, this is about the divine masculine reprioritizing things, maybe just now for the first time ever, figuring out what they truly want in life. Maybe just being able to do it for the first time in their life too, like reaching a place of awakening where suddenly everything's switching on, or their connections being more clear, or they have more resources and time, or, you know, whatever it is, that missing puzzle piece that they've been wanting, right? That's going to help with the connection too. And it could just be helping to take it to a higher level. Masculine is mirroring a lot, and so reflecting, twins reflect, so wholeness, synchronicity, and a balance. So the divine masculine is seeing more synchronicity and messages that are like, maybe if you've been like, you know, I don't know, like it could be just tuning into the magic more, and then you'll begin to too if you're in this connection with them. So, you know, like if they're seeing lots of magic and synchronicities, it's going to kind of mirror into the connection in a positive way. You're creating a world together, staying focused on the spiritual every day, the signs, the little breadcrumbs the universe is sending you, but also bringing you together. So the masculine may be seeing signs that are reminding them of you. It could be things that are coming to them and they're just like, you're popping into their head. Or it could be like literally that you're seeing angel numbers and things like that, and signs of twin flame union, right? So 333, powerful. They could be seeing 333, 1111, different kind of like signs, and it could be getting stronger as they're coming near you too, where, you know, things are starting to happen energetically for them. And, you know, it doesn't always feel like it because we go through so many cycles of like excitement and purge cycles and things like that, but that's okay. Understanding that the connection is going to take you naturally into a higher soul alignment and a higher frequency. The more that you guys are staying positive, it's going to mirror back into the connection. So if one's being like negative or purging or like, you know, going through something, it's going to affect both. And so the more that you can stay in that higher divine alignment, it's going to help, whether the feminine or the masculine. So for the masculine, staying in that higher frequency, staying positive, staying focused on the magic is going to help the feminine right now with things. All right, we're going to do for the masculine, crossroads, divergent paths, choices, and confusion. Follow your intuition. It can feel like you're at a crossroads or between worlds. And the twin flame journey will take you into other worlds as well too. So you might be going through that. Like it could be taking you right out of like your old life or reality, or requiring you to shift into a new reality or a new paradigm, or to stay open in that way. But this is more of like between worlds of the spiritual and the physical. So it's meant to take you out of the physical more and into the spiritual in some type of way, taking you into higher divine alignment. So you might feel like you're at a crossroads with things like you don't even know. Like it could be about the connection, like who knows, or it could be about just your life and how you're sensing it's pulling you or guiding you in a different direction since you've met your twin flame as well too. So this is a little bit about a spiritual crossroads. Do we let go of the matrix and go into the ascension, right? And so for some, that's the journey right now. That's like balance of the physical and the material and the spiritual. But sometimes we need to come out of the physical and the material into the spiritual, and then we'll anchor more fully in. So for you, really staying focused on your hopes, goals, dreams, trying to make these manifest through visualization, staying positive affirmations, daily kind of focusing on your goals. This will manifest them into the physical. So a lot of times the masculine is the one, I know, don't say this, who's meant to be, right, manifesting things into the physical as well too, making things happen on a bigger level, creating in that way. So using your gifts, tapping into your gifts, seeing how powerful they are right now too. So anchoring, you know, balance between the spiritual worlds and the physical, anchoring your dreams into the physical. Masculine, memories, nostalgia, repetition, attachment, reliving the past, time to just let go of the past. The old stories don't fit in it, and then they just kind of like do things within it. But of course, twin flames are going to feel home and secure, where you can go into that space of healing, where if something's bothering you, there's nothing too crazy you couldn't say to your twin flame that they're not going to understand. And so sometimes we're like purging more than we know, and it's bringing up different wounds of the past. And I'm realizing that the divine feminine or masculine was not just your lover at different times, they're also your friends, your family, your children, right? The people around you in different capacities too. And so on a lot of levels, we're healing between both polarities. So, you know, we're healing things within the feminine line, the masculine line, right? That's going to help us within our connection. So what begins to happen is when you're around this person, old baggage can come up, old things can be triggered, and that is okay. Not getting stuck in the old stories, allowing them to come up, and just, you know, knowing that your divine partner is going to understand you on just such a deep level, without words, without saying anything, the things that you're going through or processing, you know, it's just going to spark such an understanding in them. They're just going to get you on such a deep soul level. And I know that a lot of the things that I struggle with in this lifetime are actually past life stuff, and I'm beginning to, you know, be taught about that and understand that. And so with the bigger dynamic, if you would have planned many lifetimes with this person, right, there would have been so many similarities, and, you know, sharing that on a deeper level too. So you would understand each other's lessons, what you've been through, different struggles. It might be easy for you, some of the things that your twin flame struggles with, and vice versa too. So they might be like having a really stressed out time about something, and you're like, oh my God, and not understanding it because of like the, we'll say, half and half dynamic. All right, so we're going to do the feminine. So these are messages for the feminine. So from masculine to feminine, or what the feminine's going through. The feminine feeling alone. Abandoned, lonely, lost, the divine is with you. So we talked about some of the feminine, masculine not just being our lover role, but different roles, and that some of you have lost friends, family, and you may feel, and that's okay, that when you're on this ascension path, that you're getting guided back to yourself on every level, right? Every breakup, you know, you went through some type of grief process and you found yourself again, and every friendship ending, you know, pointed you to, you know, maybe being a better friend or things like that. And so in a lot of ways, you've been losing people and different things and different pieces, and that's okay. But you know, the feminine might be feeling a little bit alone or abandoned. So, you know, sometimes there's the runner chaser dynamic, and when that happens, it triggers well, why don't they want me, or deeper feelings, right? It could trigger everything, usually having to do more with your own attachment style and childhood issues and wounds more than anything, and might be the reason too. So the feminine, feeling alone, needing to work on things if it's triggering things. Solitude for the feminine. Retreat, introspection, silence, go deep within yourself. So sometimes what happens is we come together in these connections and we can like get too wrapped up in the other person. So if you're together and you're actually dating, working on yourself, making sure that you're taking time to rest, take care of yourself, work on your own projects and creative passions and things like that. So for any of the feminines that are in a union, or, you know, are dating their twin flame or with them in some type of way, actually it's going to bring more positive energy into the connection the more that you are being independent and doing your own stuff, right? Being guided to really rest, take care of your soul, and focus on your own healing right now. And so for the feminine, transformation, breakthroughs, reinvention, you're ready for the next level. And so sometimes we're feeling really, really good in these connections, and it will take us to higher levels naturally. Oh my God, like the butterfly doing it 100 times. Oh my God, right? As we're going through these DNA changes and activations, and that's okay. So if you're together, it's going to take you into higher levels. And so sometimes it could feel like, well, why is everything falling apart all of a sudden? Sometimes when we go into these higher levels, it's the universe moving us along too. Knowing that you're going through a deep spiritual transformation, especially if you're around this person, with this person, have met this person, especially with them in a union. So for anyone in union, you're going through such an intense process, purifying purifying process. It's meant to make you a better person on your own. It's not like the 3D karmics, like, you know, being mean and telling you to work on yourself. It's like you having deep reflection and introspective and working on your own qualities, being made more aware of the unconscious, you know, going through this ascension process, working on yourself, healing, becoming a higher spiritual version of yourself. And then last card for the feminine, anyone in union, twin flames. Eternal love, reincarnation, passion, and twin seeking union. I said this is the goal. Doesn't matter if you're in union or separation. So we see a beautiful card for those in union, and this is what it entails. Coming into balance, feeling good, having that beautiful love story, right? The new beginnings and things like that. And so we know that's what comes out of it as well too, despite the work that we talk about, right? And so beautiful things, a higher alignment, a love that you are destined for. Ultimately, it'll explain why your relationships didn't work out. They were literally just catalysts, karmic experiences, so that you could get the lessons that you needed for this person. And all of the sadness that you ever felt over the grief of losing any of those past partners and maybe qualities you did like in them. Your twin flame has all of that because you've been working on yourself this whole time. And as you've been mastering yourself, that will mirror back in a higher love and a beautiful spiritual connection too. And so, you know, sometimes it is kind of getting into that space of union, trusting that the universe is taking you there too, and that this is a destined love that, you know, it wasn't like, you know, you planned to meet Joe at the grocery store at 3 o'clock on such and such date. It was more like you were thrown into that pool of reincarnation and naturally you aligned with each other because you're such powerful magnets to each other, right? Like you find each other in the same spaces and things like that in how you do align. So reincarnation is just such a powerful thing in how we do come back together ultimately. And you know what? It could have taken 10 lives for you to find that person. And so it's so powerful if you do recognize and know that you're in a twin flame connection, or you recognize that about the person you're with, or you're feeling those spiritual energies that are very around this connection too, because that's what we're feeling a lot of the time too. It's spirit and source, right? The energies around it. So powerful connections. You could have done like 10 lives and never found them on earth, and oh my God, horrible, right? And so if you found this person, knowing how special that is, but also that your soul is probably ready to ascend with this person, and no matter what the situation, you know, our soul is always guiding us in that direction. So beautiful connections meant to come together no matter what the situation, knowing that you can work through it. This is where a lot of times I come in with that work I do too, because people aren't able to. They have certain blocks in certain areas, and this is why doing healing work will help too. So I always recommend, if you guys do need a reading or healing on these areas, make sure you guys are checking out my site, sparksofdivinelightshealing.com. And I'm just sending you so many beautiful energies. Have a beautiful day. And you guys know I do twin flame readings on my site.